would have thought, in the midst of a military life full of discipline, tight schedules, and routines without breaks, an unexpected moment was able to make the entire barracks suddenly silent. All eyes are on one point, and at that point, Cha Eun Woo and Moon Gayoung, two of the top stars who have rocked the Korean drama world, meet again, this time not on the set, but at South Korea's military headquarters. It all started with a seemingly ordinary visit. But who would have thought the reaction of military seniors ASTRO who saw the two interact actually became a hot topic in various online communities. From the DC Inside Forum, The Coup, to Twitter Korea, netizens flocked to talk about that moment, which, he said, asterisk vibrates more than the scene of the drama True Beauty itself. Asterisk that day, the atmosphere at the Daegu Special Division military headquarters looked as usual. The sound of the soldiers' footsteps, the loud signals from the commander, and a thick aura of discipline. But that morning, word began to spread by word of mouth among the young soldiers. He said he had a special guest today. Guests from among celebrities? Probably the defense office, right? No one knew for sure until a few hours later. An elegant black car entered the headquarters area under extra guard. From inside the car, a figure appeared that made several soldiers instantly stiffen. A woman with a familiar face, long hair neatly loose under a hat, and a gentle smile that seemed to be able to penetrate the harsh aura of the military. Moon Gayoung. Suddenly the mood changed. Several soldiers who were marching were seen glancing at each other. "Is it really Moon Gayoung?" whispered one of them, trying to hold back a surprised expression. And on the other hand, a man who was training with his army suddenly stopped. The gaze is sharp, but there is a slight confusion and perhaps a warmth that is difficult to hide. Yes, he is Cha Eun Woo, or rather Soldier Lee Dong-min, his real name in the real world. When the two finally meet each other in the main hall, where the welcoming ceremony takes place, time seems to stop. Seniors, officers, even commanders who are usually firm, seem to dissolve in an atmosphere that was suddenly awkward but sweet. Moon Gayoung bowed his head politely, giving a light, military salute as a form of respect. But behind that formality, the brief gaze between the two couldn't go unnoticed by anyone. That look was not like a normal look. One of the soldiers who attended the event said in an anonymous post on a military community forum. As soon as they looked at each other, even our commander was silent for a few seconds. Everyone knows it's not just an ordinary meeting. Some seniors even seem to be trying to hold back a smile, something rarely seen in such a tight atmosphere. I've been in the service for 15 years, but only this time I've seen a room so quiet because two people were staring at each other. One officer joked in an informal interview with local entertainment media. When Moon Gayoung started talking in the introductory session, his soft voice made the atmosphere even more strange for the soldiers. Usually, when a guest comes to provide motivation, all members just listen quietly. But this time they seemed to lose focus. Their eyes couldn't escape the expression of Cha Eun Woo sitting in the front row. The seniors on the right side of the hall seemed to throw glances at each other. One of them even muttered softly, "Wow, this is the first time I've seen Eun Woo really nervous. He's usually the one who makes everyone giggle." A few seconds later, there was a small chuckle that was immediately reprimanded by the commander, but couldn't hide the fact that everyone in the room was struggling to hold back their respective reactions. One of the senior sergeants reportedly said to his colleague, "We're in the military, not in a romantic drama. But why is the atmosphere like a reunion scene in a drama?" For many outside the base, the names Cha Eun Woo and Moon Gayoung are synonymous with their incredible chemistry in the legendary drama True Beauty. The drama that aired in 2020 was not only popular because of the sweet visuals and plot, but also because the interaction between the two felt so natural. Now, years later, the two leads meet again, but in a completely different context. And the seniors who witnessed it firsthand knew full well that they were witnessing a moment that might never be repeated. It was like seeing a follow-up scene from True Beauty, but a military version, wrote one MND Military News Daily member who was present at the scene for official coverage. Everyone held their breath as Moon Gayoung smiled and Eun Woo slightly lowered his head in embarrassment. Even the usually loud seniors get carried away. One of the things that made this moment even more viral was the spontaneous reaction of the seniors recorded by the internal camera, which later spread widely in community forums. In the footage, several senior soldiers can be seen holding back a small laugh, some biting their lips, and some glancing at each other while patting their colleagues on the shoulder. Some netizens who saw the footage wrote comments like, "Look at the third row. His face seemed to hold a smile." Even the commander looks blushing. That's rare. If I were there, I wouldn't be able to pretend to be normal. It was as if the whole room realized that they were witnessing something more than an official visit. Internal sources said the commander had warned the members to keep their focus during the event. But even he couldn't help but smile when he saw the way Cha Eun Woo stood up straight and paid his respects to Moon Gayoung. According to an entertainment media report, the commander said after the event, "I don't know if I should reprimand them or thank them for making today more colorful." The remark later became a viral quote on various social platforms, adding an aura of humor and romance to this incident. What stole the most attention was when Moon Gayoung gave a symbolic award to the unit where Eun Woo served, as her hand almost touched Eun Woo's as she handed over the plaque. Some seniors seemed to hold their breath, and others smiled meaningfully. To be honest, it was the most awkward as well as the sweetest moment I've ever seen in the military, wrote a member of the squad who attended the community forum The Coup. Our seniors even joked after the event, saying if this happens often, everyone will be in the spirit of conscription. After the official event was over, reportedly the atmosphere in the headquarters cafeteria turned into something like an impromptu gossip event. Some of the soldiers talked about how Eun Woo's expression changed slightly when Gayoung arrived. Some also say, Senior Kim is at a loss for words. He's usually the fiercest, but when Gayoung smiles he even claps his hands softly. One of the seniors even reportedly said in a joking tone, "I'm a senior, but why am I the one looking at them?" Laughter broke out in the dining room that evening, a rarity in a normally very rigid environment. After the official welcome session was over, Moon Gayoung was asked to give a motivational message to all the soldiers. He stood in front of a small stage, dressed in a neat guest of honor uniform, with a microphone in his hand. All eyes were on him but one person, from the second row in front, couldn't hide his different eyes, Cha Eun Woo. The military is a place where one learns about the meaning of responsibility and courage, Moon Gayoung said in a soft but firm voice. However, I also believe this place is a space where one learns to guard one's heart. That sentence sounded simple, but in the room the atmosphere changed drastically. Several seniors immediately turned to Eun Woo, and there was a small smile while looking down. One of them even gently patted his colleague's shoulder while whispering, "He said that while looking at Eun Woo, right? You saw that too, didn't you?" Laughter began to be heard in the corner of the room, but not for long, because the next moment literally made the whole hall hold its breath. Unexpectedly, after finishing speaking, Moon Gayoung stepped down from the podium and directly approached the front row where Eun Woo was standing. The steps were slow, full of grace, but among the usually stiff clatter of military shoes, the sound of the steps was heard very clearly. Eun Woo immediately stood up straight, saluting. But this time, the look in his eyes seemed to tremble a little. Moon Gayoung stared at him for a few seconds, long enough to make several seniors in the back row push each other slowly while holding back laughter.